Hello, it's Veronica and Naomi. So we kind of want to give a quick overview of the main Wizard of Oz movies to kind of prepare for Wicked. So Wicked is a musical based off of a novel, and now it's being adapted into a movie. So what is Wicked's significance to the Wizard of Oz franchise? And also, it's important because we are going to be reviewing the Oz Test Ball Elfaba doll. But later on, we want to just give a summary of the franchise and our Dogmines kind of history with it. So concerning the original Wizard of Oz movie, that movie does have a lot of history. It's very nostalgic for a lot of people. It has a huge fan base. If you've seen any kind of imagery concerning the ruby slippers or the silver slippers, you know it's from that movie. Actually, the silver slippers are from the book, and the ruby slippers are from the movie. So yeah. So the movie did take some artistic liberties from the original book series it was based on. And like we said, the Wizard of Oz is a huge franchise. It has many pieces of media in it, to the point where everyone seems to have their own idea of what is canon in it and what isn't canon. So the original Wizard of Oz movie is basically about a simple farm girl from Kansas, Dorothy Gale, being transported to the magical land of Oz via a tornado. And basically, the way Elfaba and Glinda play into this, Glinda is the good witch and Elfaba is the wicked witch of the West. So their roles are very simple with how they're defined by their titles. Glinda is considered good, Elphaba is considered bad in this movie. And if you've ever heard of the whole I'm melting quote, that is from the Wicked Witch of the West in the original Wizard of Oz film. Because to defeat her, Dorothy dumps a bucket of water on her. And Glinda is the one who gives Dorothy the ruby slippers that she takes from the Wicked Witch of the East. And then the next adaptation of this story that is relevant is the original Wicked musical, which while it isn't confirmed to be completely canon, a lot, and it's more of a modern kind of retelling slash prequel of the whole dynamic between Glinda and Elphaba, which is the name for the Wicked Witch of the West in this retelling. It's basically Glinda and Elphaba going to university together and learning magic and discovering their own paths in life. And also deals with a lot more like of drama that you would expect from those types of stories. And it also deals heavily with Elfaba being an outcast. So, yeah. If you want a good gist of Glinda's character, just listen to the song Popular from the original musical. It's very, very earwormy, but like it really gives a gist of what Glinda's like in this. And then Alphaba's defining song is definitely Defying Gravity. But yeah, those two songs, very, very catchy. And our doll mommy was in middle school choir as a kid. And there was this one like show that she was in, and the whole show was just Wicked songs. So yeah. Another thing that is nostalgic about Wicked for Doll Mommy is that she actually saw the original musical as a kid one time. Seriously, she did. And well, the musical is very, very good. We will not be spoiling its plot because that would be unfair to everyone. But seriously, if you have a chance to go see the original Wicked musical, go see it. It's really, really good, especially if you're into choir or musical theater or anything like that. And yeah, so we're kind of very biased towards this one. And Elphaba is always our Dama's favorite from the original musical, so she definitely loves that her clothes look like they look good on us, but also that like the adaptation looks promising as well. And our dog mommy will be seeing the Wicked movie at some point whenever it releases. So if we do a review on that, stay tuned. Because while it may be biased, we will still do a review on it. And yes, this doll's clothes remind our doll mommy of us. So there's that big selling point right there. And then other than Wicked, you also have Return to Oz, which is a movie Disney made. And it's very much based on the second book in the Wizard of Oz book series. But like it took a much darker approach than the original Wizard of Oz film. So it kind of bombed at the box office back in the day whenever it was released. And now it's considered a cult classic and very underrated. Yeah. If you're okay with some pretty creepy imagery and special effects, Return to Oz is actually a surprisingly good film. And it's a pretty good adaptation of the second book in the Wizard of Oz book series. So when it comes to like a lot of people's belief with the Wizard of Oz canon, like a lot of people like to feel like the original Wizard of Oz movie is canon, and sometimes they'll like pair it with like either Wicked or Return to Oz. Oh yeah, and Disney did another Wizard of Oz movie that they coined as a prequel called Oz the Great and Powerful, But a lot of people had very mixed thoughts on that movie and don't really consider it canon to the Wizard of Oz franchise. But it wasn't a bad movie though, so definitely check it out if you're like curious about the franchise. And then there's some animated movies based on it. There's also The Wiz, which is basically like a retelling with an all-black cast. And the animated movies, be careful of those. They are not the best adaptations. And at most, they're really just cute kids films. Or they're just really weird for no reason. Yeah, The Wizard of Oz is a very unique franchise, and we wanted to kind of talk about it. And also, if you really want more of the like Glinda and Elfaba's kind of story, we highly recommend watching the original film and watching the original Wicked musical. And if you want even more information, reading the Wicked books. So we wanted to talk about this before we did the review, and we will do the review after this. So goodbye, mysterious audience. I love you. Naomi loves you, and that was our strangely long recap on the Wizard of Oz franchise.